to episode 4 of Will This Track Ready Car Ever Gonna Be Actually Track Ready? First of all, thank you very much for everybody who's been following along and liking what I'm doing. I do really appreciate it, and it really, really matters. YouTube algorithms are very, very brutal, so any like, comment, or subscribe really helps move along channel, and also share it with others who might be interested. Thank you so much, and if you like our content, definitely like and subscribe. If you are new, welcome. Let me tell you a little bit about the car. I got it about a month and a half ago, and initially our understanding was that this car is track ready, just needs a little bit of TLC. When we got it home and unpacked, we realized that it needs a lot more. And as we're going through, we're realizing it actually has a lot of issues. Well, what car is ever easy? What project is ever easy? On top of all of that, I have no experience working on cars, and I'm literally learning as I go. If you're like me, make sure to follow. Maybe we learn together. If you're experienced, make sure to follow to maybe tell me what I'm doing wrong and help me learn better. So far, with the help of my self-taught 20+ year husband mechanic, who's also PhD in I Told You So, we've been able to diagnose a few problems and fix them. Just a few. So check out the previous videos. I'm pretty sure they're in the description. Now, we need to decide what to do because the car is still running really, really bad. Hope you're ready for it. Even better.
No, it is 40 degrees in here.
Yeah,
so.
let's do it again. There we go. Even adding some throttle to it just doesn't do much.
Yeah, the cold start's horrible on this.
On top of everything, this bad boy runs on MegaSquirt. Now, you're probably familiar, there's tons of ECUs out there. Basically, whatever you want. There is ProEFI, Motec, Haltec, AM, Link, you just name a few. And depending on how far you want to go, how fast you want to go, and what your budget allows, you kind of forced to pick and choose what you're going to go with. So I spent some time learning a little bit about different ECUs and made a decision that MegaSquirt, though very good for DIYs, it's probably not the best for what this car is and where this car is going. So I decided that I'm gonna get rid of it. But what should I pick instead? If you actually have and use MegaSquirt, let me know if you like it. Would you keep it? Do you think I should keep it? I don't think I should, but do you think I should keep it? I'd like to know your opinion, so make sure to comment below. So now I need to make a decision. What am I gonna go with? What do you think I should go with? So what do you think I should get? Which ECU do you think would be good to go for what this car is gonna be?
Probably Motec. Definitely Motec.
Why Motec? There's so many.
Well, it's the best and it's expensive, just like you.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey babe.
Yes?
Question for you.
What?
I know you have the Motec. Can I buy it off you? What would it cost me?
Well, let's see. The answer is probably no. But if you had enough money, I think it's $5,000 or so with the firmware, and then a harness, $5,000-$6,000. Yeah.
All right. Motec's not happening for this car. All right, great, thanks, babe. Very helpful. Hey, babe.
Yeah?
So since you wouldn't let me buy your Motec or borrow it, I had to sell my MegaSquirt.
Okay.
And I found a very good deal on Facebook Marketplace for ProEFI.
Oh, okay.
I know this is probably not a long term, but for now, I want this car running. I actually want to see what power this car can even make. So I think this is a decent solution for now. What do you think?
I think it's a fantastic solution on a budget.
Yeah, I mean, after selling MegaSquirt and buying this, which came with all the wiring that I need, I mean, I came out about $400 out of pocket. Not bad.
And that's a little cheaper than Motec.
Just a bit, you know, just a little bit. All right, very good. What are we going to do today is actually install the ProEFI. To do so, we have a few things that we need to make sure. We need to get to the ECU, make some good working space for ourselves. We need to pull the ECU harness out, check, make sure everything looks good. We're going to take this opportunity to add a few sensor wires.
And sensors.
So without further ado, let's check out how many days and hours of long, painful wiring this is going to take the newbie.
20 minutes.
Wow, you really love me.
First, let's make some room to work on the ECU by pulling out the passenger seat. Plus, it's a good time to hunt for some underseat treasures.
Do you need to clip your toes?
Are you serious? Let me see.
Okay. And then you can, you know, lick this remainder of Jolly Rancher.
Nice.
What treasures have you ever found? Make sure to comment below.
Did you do this?
What?
Did you leave a secret under the seat for me?
I did not. Are you kidding me? No.
And
Let's see.
it's an energy drink. It's Red Bull, right?
Oh my gosh.
Strawberry apricot. It's brand new. I thought this was my regular Red Bull.
Are you sponsored by Red Bull and I just don't know?
No, but it's funny because
And
it's cold. Because the garage was cold, and I thought you actually grabbed one that I have of mine.
Well, you don't have those.
No, I don't have those.
Does it have a date on it or anything?
Come on, it's Red Bull. It probably never expires. It will survive
23.
cockroaches and nuclear explosions.
7223. Yeah, that's been in there for quite a while.
Find anything else.
Whoa.
Thank you for your service, everybody.
Nice.
That's cool. One more thing, and the most important thing for a Supra. Can you take a guess?
Turbo.
It spins.
Turbo.
Not quite, but you can make a cake. Well, you're
No.
turning around.
This is like a joke. Oh, that's awesome.
This is actually quite exciting. Like now, all I want to do is find cool stuff.
Well, this is...
It's like mystery box. All right, let's move on.
Alright, I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun. However, time to move on. Next, we carefully pull the trim because it's over 30 years old and not exactly easy to replace. Then we pull back the carpet to get a clear, unobstructed shot at the ECU.
Did you ever find my gift?
I don't know what gift you are speaking of.
Of all the 10 millimeters that everybody in the world is missing, and I found them? You do have it.
Why would you think I don't have it?
Well, I remember you said you couldn't find it at one point. Am I the best wife or what? Oh, what?
If you're wondering where to find awesome gifts like this, hit me up. Alright, enough fun. Next I had to get good access to all the wires in the ECU. Sorry for the terrible view, but this is all I've got of this small little step. Next up, I had to disconnect the MegaSquirt ECU and the Innovate wideband connector. This part took some patience. Make sure to carefully inspect each wire to figure out what it is for and whether you need to keep it or not. We traced every wire and double-checked it against the MegaSquirt diagram. One big tip when dealing with wiring is to get a label maker. Trust me, labeling your wires makes a huge difference, especially if you're a very forgetful person, like me. Plus, it keeps everything way more organized. Another important thing that I learned is when cutting wires, always leave as much length as possible. You can always trim the excess, but making a short wire longer means unnecessary soldering or crimping, and that just adds another possible failure point. Once the MegaSquirt was finally disconnected, the next step was to pull out the Innovate wideband and replace it with the new sensor wires. And for that, we had to go in through the passenger side wheel well.
You trust me with power tools?
Nope. It's your car. Without being rough, just kind of spread things around. And then, well, you know, that's what she said.
Calipers look like somebody might have painted them.
Yeah, they have been painted.
So we're gonna be putting like the big Brembo big brake kit.
Yeah, definitely a big heavy brake setup for a drag car. Would you feel comfortable? And that very well could be easier. Here, you want to try this screwdriver instead?
I'm inside. Fingers crossed. It's coming out.
Now you can just go around and work it around. Perfect.
Okay, let's hope no wires have been
Okay,
harmed.
can you move your hand? Okay, I'm an idiot. We should have pushed that one in. So, I've only pulled that one out one time on one Supra.
Oh, I see what you did. You got to the most difficult part.
Well, then I can hand it off to you.
That's what I figured. So if I break anything, you'll be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing.
I mean, you're the one that said it.
Well, I usually don't know what I'm doing, so, you know, at least
Well,
I'm being honest.
Here's a great secret for everybody that works on cars that's not a mechanic.
They don't know what they're doing.
None of us know what we're doing. We just go on YouTube and we figure out what somebody else did that looks like it might work, and then we just do that.
And then we repeat. I bet all this like certified professional mechanics just sitting at home watching and going,
Oh, I'm sure. So, based off the condition of that wiring as you're pulling it out, do you think you would be comfortable to use that wiring, or would you be more comfortable to just run a new circuit?
I mean, if I didn't know as much as I know so far, I would probably would have reused it.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
No,
But because I know what I know so far, I would replace it.
I think that would be the answer of most is it looks fine.
Yeah, but I
But-
realize outside doesn't always represent what's happening on the inside, plus the age, you know, oxidation, corrosion,
Yep.
and all things. So
Mm-hmm.
to be safe, just replace it. Going
Yep,
here.
that's correct. And you need to,
Push it?
you know, somebody got this through there, right?
I mean,
So that's going to expand and move more than you think.
I understand that you have a lot of trust into women pushing big things for small holes because nature said we're doing
This
that.
is not one of those situations. This is one of those situations where we might need some lube.
What is it? We hook to it.
To it. And I don't think, I'm going to go look, I don't think there's a disconnect.
Well, I will tell you, I think there is, and I think it would be easier, but
Let me look. Good, stop.
we still need to push this end through.
No, so
No, okay,
we do need to pull it through the grommet.
but towards me.
It's going to be towards you, yes. Go ahead, start pulling the big one. Yep, perfect.
Well, if anything, at least my husband taught me how to pull
Yes.
without destroying it.
Correct. Okay, so we're going to leave this loose for right now because we're going to need to be figuring out where we're going to run stuff. We're probably going to, oh yeah, we'll run a new wire for the boost control solenoid.
I wanted
We'll
to
poke
show
it.
you something, and I don't know if it matters or not, but I want to try to get the camera in here to show everybody else too. What, you know, what happens when you don't cover things.
Well, maybe we should first have
Yeah.
some.
Oh, you can see it, how these
Mhm.
wires just destroyed over here.
Yeah, we're going to have to trace down like what this goes to. It's cut off here,
Oh well, it's ruined.
and this could have been part of other problems that we were seeing with the car. And we can run all of our other wires, oil pressure, fuel pressure, coolant pressure, all those things I told you. We can run all of them through here in a new little hole
Mm-hmm.
and secure it in a much nicer way than this.
But wait, there's more.
The next thing that we have to do is everything else. And then once we're done with that, we're going to do a little bit more.
Next, we took some time to build up 3 new sensor wires. The key here was making sure we had plenty of length because, let's be honest, nothing's worse than running all your wiring just to realize you came up short. As I said before, you can always trim the excess, but adding length? That's just extra work and extra failure points. We ran the wires through the wheel well and secured them with zip ties. For these sensors, we used 20 gauge wire, then wrapped them in split braided loom to keep everything neat and secure. Once they were dressed, we carefully tucked them into the factory wire loom. Quick tip, be super careful with these factory wire looms on older cars. After 30 plus years, those plastic clips basically disintegrate if you even look at them the wrong way. Lastly, we fed them through the grommet to join the ECU under the dash. With enough slack, of course, so we don't run into any surprises later. Alright, let's jump ahead a bit. So we pulled the main ECU harness out and set it up in a way that gave me the most comfortable working space possible. If you have ever dealt with wiring, you might already know if you don't set yourself up right, you're in for a long, miserable time. At first, I wasn't sure where to put the harness so I could work on it without feeling like I was playing some painful game of Twister under the dash. And also, to be honest, it's not the most easiest to lay down flat. Then I grabbed the knee pad, set the harness on top, and suddenly I had a super comfy setup that made everything a lot easier. I honestly don't know if this is an actual pro tip or just a happy accident, but hey, it worked for me. Now, I know a lot of you watching probably have way more experience with this kind of stuff than I do, so I'm curious, how do you like to work on your harness when installing or swapping an ECU? Do you have a go-to setup? Any little tricks that made the process easier for you? Maybe a favorite tool or technique? Let me know in the comments. I'm always looking to learn from people who have done this before, once or twice. Alright, back to the wiring itself. I'll be real with you. This part was one of the hardest to capture in a way that's interesting and useful for everybody who's watching. And that's because, to be completely honest, it took me days to get this done. This was my first time doing what basically felt like automotive brain surgery. And let's just say, I wasn't exactly moving at Formula 1 pit crew speed. Every single step had me triple checking what I was doing because one wrong move and suddenly I'd be chasing electrical gremlins for who knows how long. We took our time with the pinning to make sure everything was done right. But even with all the caution in the world, mistakes still happened. A couple of times we had to go back, trace a wire, realize we mispinned it, and redo the whole thing. And let's not forget the rookie mistakes. I lost track of how many times I had to stop, stare at what I was just doing, and then ask myself, why? Why did I do that? So yeah, wiring, not for the faint of heart. You either love it or you hate it, or you pay somebody else to do it. But let's be honest, going through this process now, I understand why some people charge a good bit for this work. Now, here's something that I really want to share with you guys, because to be honest, I think this might also be a reason why this car has been running kind of like crap. Check this out.
Need to fix B39 solid brown, 4 B4 brown, B21 primary blue with red line, B23 and it's yellow, just yellow mellow with dirt. That should be 4, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's pretty fudged up.
We can fix that one.
That one needs to be taken out, but you can.
Yeah.
So it's black and yellow, right?
Black and
You know
yellow.
what pin it is?
Yeah, I can tell you. B32 does not have damaged wire.
Well, it's possible that there is nothing. So which one was that?
So
Okay.
B21.
If it is B21 and we are 100% sure,
Yep.
then it doesn't really matter because it's for the stock automatic transmission.
33.
Yeah, that's the idle speed control valve. So 2 of those were damaged, which is that controls your idle. Remember, it wouldn't idle.
Mm-hmm. So now we're discovering that a lot of potential issues were not so much with maybe somebody attempting to help previous owner as much as the damages that exist over these are probably caused like by just wear and tear, right?
No, those wires are damaged because somebody modified the wire.
Like this is because somebody was modifying it? That's how they...
That came from those quick taps.
Oh, the quick taps were removed?
Yeah, like look at these wires. That's what they should look like.
Yeah, okay.
That never happens.
Uh-huh.
So somebody messed with it.
Damn somebody.
To tap onto it, you know.
I hope they one day watch this and go, I'm embarrassed. Like that.
Yes, there is those people that, no, not my problem. Before. Just go and figure it is the other ground for the computer.
Oh my gosh.
I think somebody like sabotaged this car. They cut the ECU power and all of the sheathing on the ground. So,
wow.
And then it's like, man, why doesn't it run right? Why does it sputter? Why does it do this? Why does it do that?
I wonder who that was.
This thing's gonna be, it's gonna run pretty good when we're done.
That's right. I need big old person glasses.
Oh, I have that.
Ha! It is actually damaged. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that I double checked.
So what terminal is that one in again?
That one is B4.
Oh, it's ECM ground.
Oh, you're gonna use that little tool?
Yes.
Ah, you're so smart. I knew I married you for a reason.
You married me for one very important reason.
So you can fix my cars?
Because I have the patience to put up with stuff. Okay. Find the brown and make her frown.
Let's do it this way. How many browns do you see total?
7. So look what Toyota did. They're like, we like brown and brown and brown and brown and brown and brown and brown.
They like brown.
They like brown a lot. Then we've come over here. Then we have brown, 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 brown.
And more brown?
Brown. Look at this brown. It's the branch. This is cool because the brown that's here, it comes out of the ECU and it hits this junction where it connects all of these, and then it hits this, which is another junction. So it's a shared wire throughout the circuit. The browns are the grounds for all the sensors.
Click. We're good. That one's repaired. We fixed 32. Off to the next one. Click.
Isn't that rewarding?
Oh, yes. Click.
There's that click.
There's that click.
You always want to hear that.
Well, I did a good job, huh?
Well, that shows you with a good crimp, which you did,
Yeah.
it just will not come out. That shit is in there. You're pretty good at this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've had to give you guidance on anything for a while. You're just rocking and rolling.
Thank you.
I would definitely bring my car to your shop.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Well, you
just
kind of
something-
have to. All by myself.
I'm
All
gonna look
by
the names on right now.
myself. What?
So what we're gonna say is,
Uh-huh.
I love you.
No American Idol?
Oh, I will watch. I will. If you go on American Idol, I will be in the front. I'll be clapping. I'll be cheering you on.
And then watching it over and over at home.
And then I'm gonna put it on replay
when you
or
have
repeat.
like a sad day.
Yeah,
and you
be
need
like,
to
"Oh, you
cheer
know
me
what?
up.
I'm gonna cheer me up.
Hello, guys. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hello. What are you doing, little girl? She's checking out inside. She's like, ooh, I can ride right here. Yeah, we'll get you a harness. We'll get you a helmet. We'll get you cool glasses like the military guys. We'll strap you in, 5-point harness, and then you can ride with me.
Yes, she's a very good girl.
Front seat.
She's just hyper.
We'll be 2 fast girls.
I absolutely love when our furry babies come to visit. It's always the best surprise. But let's be real, it also makes me super nervous. Because if there's one thing dogs love, it's jumping into cars for a ride. And if there's one thing I don't love, it's sharp claws meeting 30-plus-year-old interior. Or worse, fresh exterior paint. Luckily, in this case, well, let's just say pristine paint isn't exactly a concern. But back to the real task at hand, more wiring. Because of course, there's always more wiring. So sit back, enjoy, and let's get this done.
I think at this point it's ready to go in.
I think so. So I was just double checking, like.
So I think now we just need to make sure all of that is dressed as it was. And
The big thing is this is the hardest one. There's a HVAC box is right there. That's what it hits against. So this has to go like that. Your fit needs to go first. So what we'll probably do is I can guide these. Because we're gonna have is like this. It's gonna be in the way because it kind of needs to go like pulling like this way. Makes sense.
we could probably push some of them, right?
We can. So what we'll do is we'll go like this first. You're gonna go inside. You fit under the dash better, and then I'll try to like guide these.
Now comes the hard part. Getting this bulky harness through a ridiculously tight hole. Ugh, and let me tell you, this was not a simple push it through and move on situation. It took arm muscle, determination, a whole lot of sweat, and let's be honest, cursing like a sailor, even though I don't want to admit that. Every inch forward felt like a battle to keep the wires intact, while somehow making it fit through without bending, pinching, or snapping anything important. At one point, I seriously questioned my life choices. But after way too much struggling and a few deep breaths to stop myself from just setting the car on fire, it actually went through. Overall, this was a total success, even though I hope I never have to do this again.
So,
This is a great angle. Thank you.
it's a very flattering angle.
Yeah.
Upside down under a dash. So, are you having fun?
Note to any and all car engineers. There are people that are going to modify them. Make it easy. Make it accessible.
It is accessible, just by small people like you.
No. You got to be smaller than me. Like, literally. Oh, my goodness. It's coming along.
Yeah, you'll get
Now
there.
I need to figure out how to get that gray and white one to unjam. It's like jammed in there.
You'll figure it out in a minute.
All right, we are officially plugged in into ProEFI.
All right.
Only took like, what, 3 days, 4 days?
Well, I have somebody that's learning along the way, so
A little bit of extra
you'll have those big jumps.
wiring.
Huh?
With a little bit of extra wiring detour.
I mean, there was a little bit involved.
Just a bit. Nothing major.
Do you see the key in there? Or maybe it's on the roof up here.
Yeah, I can see it on the roof.
No, it's not up here. I don't know where it is. All right, so I'm gonna hook up the battery.
Okay.
We're gonna listen.
Okay.
You're gonna listen for anything like anything weird. We're not gonna turn the key on. We're just gonna put the battery and listen.
Okay.
And that's gonna tell us, like first, if there's any wiring, grounding, shorts, whatever. And I'm gonna need you to listen. I'm not gonna tighten it. I'm just gonna hold it on there while you listen.
You want me to listen from inside?
Yeah, and I'm gonna listen up here
Okay.
because you're listening down there for all of our wiring. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready. All right, listening.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Here we go. We're connected. We should not hear anything.
I'm not hearing any ticking, clicking, or anything else.
All right, that's what we want.
Okay.
All right, so the next thing you need to do is you need to reach over and key on, and the fuel pumps might do something weird. They might not do anything at all. We also want to make sure when we key on now, we're energizing the car. We don't want to pop any fuses or anything like that. So if I hear anything weird, see anything, I'm pulling battery cable right off.
All right, moment of truth. All right, key on.
Key off, and take the key out. So your idle speed control motor was not working with the MegaSquirt. Now it is working. Key on again. Just leave it on. Cool. All right, very good. So there's a few things that tells us. Did you hear the noise in the back of the car?
Yeah, the fuel pump came on.
So what that means is, remember those 3 wires we repaired for the fuel pump? That means we repaired them correctly and they're pinned correctly because the ProEFI is the one sending that signal to turn the pumps off.
Very good.